Okay, part B. I'm going to make this first inequality red, and I'm going to make the second inequality yellow. So the first inequality is in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to use my M and my B to graph. My slope, there is an invisible 1 in front of it, so I'm going to put a -1/1. And then my y-intercept is 2. So I'm going to start at +2. And then I'm going to go down 1 and over 1. And I'm going to continue on the other side by going up and to the left. Okay, I also know that since this is greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to connect all my dots with a solid line. And now I need to use my test point. I am going to use the test point 0, 0. So I'm going to plug 0 in for y, so I get 0 is greater than or equal to -0 plus 2. And I get 0 is greater than or equal to 2, which is false. It is not true. So I'm going to shade away from 0, 0 in this guy. So 0, 0 is on the bottom, so I'm going to shade above because 0, 0 gave me a false statement, which means everything on the other side of the line makes it true. All right, now let's graph the yellow inequality. That is also in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to use my M and I'm going to use my B. There's an invisible 1, -1 in front of the x, so I get -1/1 again. And my B, my y-intercept is at -2. So I'll start at -2, and then I'm going to go down 1 and over. And continue until I can't any longer. Then up and to the left, because that still means a negative. And then I also see that this says less than, and since it says less than, it doesn't say or equal to, that means this is going to be a dashed line. So I'm going to go back through and I'm going to turn all my dots with dashes through them. Okay, so when you were talking about systems of equations and you saw parallel lines, you were trained to say this was no solution. However, the solution is whether or not the shaded regions overlap. So if I use the same test point 0, 0 and I shade above the line, then there will be an overlapped region. But if I shade below the line, there won't be an overlapped region. If there is no overlapped region, then it's no solution. However, if there is a overlapped region, then there is a solution set. So let's test it out. Let's use the same test point 0, 0. So 0 is less than -0 minus 2. And let's see, I get 0 is less than -2. And that is not true, that is false. So I am going to shade away from 0, 0, which is on the bottom. Now I do not get an overlapped region here. And since I don't get an overlapped region, that means I don't have a solution. So there is no solution for me to give, so there is no viable solution.